Today I'm testing out Merit Beauty's new launch. This is the uniform. It is actually a tinted mineral sunscreen with SPF 45. As always, I want to give you guys proper feedback. So I pulled up the Sephora app with the listing. You're also able to get this over at meritbeauty.com. You're able to snag this at Kohl's, but the Sephora's within Kohl's and then Sephora stores as well as Sephora.com. This baby is available in 15 sheer shades. It goes for $38 and currently, as of right now, as the moment that I'm filming it, not necessarily the day that you're seeing it, it has literally like almost a 5-star rating out of 250 reviews. And then in terms of hearts, it has 19.9 thousand hearts. Your girl has thoughts. It's on the face. We're doing the application. I'm showing you as we go along. So prepárate, be ready. So we do have thoughts on this. And I'm gonna let you know, depending on your skin type, whether or not you should skip this. As mentioned, available in 15 sheer shades. And I'll read the highlights as well as the description for you. So the highlights are, it is vegan, contains SPF, it is fragrance free, it is a clean at Sephora product, cruelty free, and non-comedogenic. It is a light as air, non-comedogenic tinted mineral SPF that provides broad spectrum UVA, UVB protection with sheer buildable coverage for a natural finish. They're explaining that the coverage is light coverage. The finish is natural. It contains zinc oxide, which would be amazing for dermatitis. Final natural products, lightweight emollients. Cool. Now, before we jump on in, I want to be fair and let you guys know that Merit Beauty did gift this product to me. It came with a product card, and it says it's also not going to provide a white cast like most SPF or sunscreens would. So I wanted to point that out really quickly. I'm going to read 3 reviews. The first one would be someone who provided a full-on 5-star rating. It says, for someone with sensory issues who cannot tolerate most textures on my skin, this is the only tinted product that feels like I have nothing on. It also doesn't settle into fine lines. Verified purchase, she provided 5 stars. Here we have someone who provided a 4-star rating. It says, shade match is great, but for a sunscreen, it's a little patchy on areas that don't usually get patchy with any other product, like my chin. It isn't too oily despite me having really oily T-zone though. Okay, that's first impressions. Now this person does have combination skin, so that's something to be mindful of. And then I'm gonna read one with a 1-star rating, and it says, you can't have it both ways. This is not a real sunscreen foundation hybrid. If you apply enough of the product to achieve SPF 45, the product becomes very thick and cakey, not the beautiful veil the ads portray. Bueno, I already told you guys, I already have my thoughts on this. So we're gonna get into it, but before we do, we have to say hello and thank you to our channel members, the G Squad, an amazing group of people who have joined channel memberships and are supporting the channel at a higher level. If you're ever interested in joining, all you have to do is hit that join button below and you are good to go. A quick shout out to our community spotlight, who YouTube is highlighting for interacting in all of my videos the most as of today. That means that they're hitting the like button, they're watching the video all the way through, and they're creating conversation in the comment section under all of my videos. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for supporting. I really appreciate it. And if you want to be featured in the community spotlight, that's literally all you have to do. It's almost like winning the lottery because YouTube is the one selecting who the top 5 people are on a daily basis. Okay, my friends, without further ado, let's dive on in. I don't even know if this is gonna be a good shade for me, although the shades are sheer, so they're supposed to be very forgiving because again, it is a sunscreen that doubles down as some coverage. Packaging looks like so. Shade 18, wish me luck. I love the packaging, by the way, look. Pumpage looks and feels fancy. Let's go. I feel like I can pull that off. The skin is hydrated. It is clean. Let's do some extra. Let's see how much coverage I can get on one side. So I'm gonna go in with a brush. We're gonna do this side and let's see. We already know what the skin looks like. This is actually kind of exciting and would probably be a go-to for people who don't need a lot of coverage but at the same time need to apply SPF, because to be fair, I wear SPF often under my makeup, especially when I'm leaving the house, but it's kind of annoying to have to take that extra step. So eliminating that extra, I'm trying to do a line, eliminating the extra step, getting minimal coverage, and getting the SPF all in one would be amazeballs. I feel like this is good coverage. And look at what it did to my nose. This here is that darkness we're working on lifting, and it kind of like evened it out. I'm not even mad right now. I'm gonna let it set. I want to see what that looks like. I'm going to give it like 2 minutes. And then I feel like for fun, I am going to apply one more layer. But the shade match 18 looks really good. All right, this baby is pretty much set. We are still very dewy. That is due. That is due to the SPF, so it's going to allow you to have some radiance and some glow coming through. This looks really pretty. I'm not mad at it. I am going to do, I did 2 more pumps because again, very, very minimal coverage. Now, this is something that I would not apply with the sponge because the coverage is fairly light, pretty sheer. A sponge is going to absorb the majority of the product, and you do not want that. A brush would be the go-to tool for this product. If you take a look, you can still see through to my birthmarks, like my freckles. It did layer really well. It's still sheer, but not as sheer as layer number 1. So I'm gonna say layer 1 is sheer. Layer 2 is light coverage. It did not oxidize, which is great, and it looks really good on the skin. So far, so good. I want to see what this is going to look like once we apply our powders and our concealer and all that good stuff. I'm very, very curious. And so that you guys can see, this is really radiant. And this is layer number 2 once it's been sitting on my skin for a good 2 to 3 minutes, which means it should pretty much have set by now. Is it tacky? 1 through 5, 5 being the most tacky, and then 1 being like almost pretty much no tack. I'm gonna say we're right down the middle. It's a 3. Is my finger, like, are my fingers kind of sticking to it? Yeah, it's lifting. Oh, that's a lot. Not necessarily a deal breaker. Again, we have to be mindful that it has SPF in it. So these are all going to play a role within the formula. I'm gonna go ahead, do the 2 layers on the other side, and then we're gonna start building product over top. Your girl is back. It's been 20 minutes. I was texting with Rhonda and Nicole and I completely forgot that I was filming. Okay, so I am gonna go in with concealer, but I wanted to show you. This is 20 minutes on this side and then whatever, maybe 30 minutes on this side. So you stay pretty dewy, pretty dewy. I don't like dew this much. I want some dew, but not that much. I'm gonna go in with a concealer. This is gonna be my Bobbi Brown. I think the shade looks really good, so that makes me happy. And then to blend that out, I really want to see how this is all going to work together. So instead of using a beauty blender, beauty sponge that will lift some of the pigment off of my cheeks, I will go in with a bridge. I'm going to kind of like blend these back and forth. I am going in with a concealer that is a cream. All right, it's kind of dimming down the radiance. Whatever's left, I will kind of do one of these on the bridge of the nose. I'm purposely allowing the concealer to sit under my eyeballs for a few extra seconds. That's why I'm blending everything else first. It is kind of toning down how radiant those areas were. I'm gonna go in under the eye, blend that baby out on the sides of my nose. I like the coverage on my nose. I feel like it's subtle. You can still see that I have a tan, but it doesn't look heavy and it's not emphasizing dry patches or the flaky skin. So it almost like hydrated the flaky skin not under my nose, on the bridge of my nose, which is awesome. I was feeling some type of way and pretty insecure in the previous 2 to 3 videos, my most recent videos, because my nose, it's peeling. So I was like, oh my God. But no, look, no chunkies. That's freaking awesome. That's what the skin is looking like. I'm going to go ahead and powder the under eye. I am going to use my Easy Bake. Now that I've done one of these, oh my God, girl, we're still dewy, glowy. But I don't want to mattify this only because we are going to go in with a bronzer. For bronzer, I'm using the new Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Blurring Bronzer. I got it in a medium. Look how pretty. It did tone down the dew. I'm still dewy though. It did turn down the dew, but it's not emphasizing the dry spots or the texture that I have in a weird way, because the Tinted SPF is not absorbing all the powder, if that makes sense. But yeah, I was a little concerned applying powders over top, only because depending on how hydrating a product is, think of it like an oil. If you have an oil spill and you add cornstarch or baby powder, flour, it's going to absorb it and clump up. And because this was so dewy, I was a little nervous. I was like, oh my God, girl, what if? What if it were to get clumpy and weird looking and ugly and muddy and it doesn't wear well? But so far, bronzer is looking really pretty over top. And also the setting powder looks really nice. I am not 100% loving the amount of dew we have. Could we fix it? Maybe. So I'm gonna grab a velvet sponge, a little bit of my Ultra Peach by one size. I'm gonna try to tone down certain areas. A little better, okay. Yeah, I'm just not at a place where I need so much dew today, but this looks nice. Okay, so it's looking better. Now for blush. I ended up getting a new shade of the Sashu Cheek Stain. I'm excited. I applied the blush and I didn't realize the camera was not recording, so I'm very, very sorry. But check this out. This is what it looks like on the cheeks. I literally did 3 dots and called it a day, and it is stunning on the skin. I have to mattify this side. I literally was like, oh, it's not recording. But literally 3 dots, blended it out, and then I used the one size on this side. Here, we have not necessarily mattified the skin completely, but I did the 3 dots as well. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of mattify this area down here. If I were to go outside right now, you would never think that I used a tinted SPF as my foundation, and it gave me really good coverage. It worked really well with the pressed bronzer powder, but it also worked beautifully with a liquid. It's not a cream, it's a liquid cheek stain. I still have radiance, which during the summer months we all want some radiance. You know, we want to look hydrated, glowy, but we don't want to feel sticky. And once I applied my powders and my products, it feels really good on the skin. I'm not even mad at it. I am gonna get off real quick. I am going to probably just like conceal the lid, not do much of anything, pop some falsies on really quickly, and then we're gonna see how this is performing after like an hour. Friends, we are back. This skin is still dewy. It still looks good. I've been filming for the past hour and some change. The makeup is wearing really, really well. And remember, I skipped on primer. I did that on purpose. I wanted to see what it looks like as time goes on. I'm in front of all these lights. It is hot AF here, and we're still looking good. I have normal combo skin. Reminder. So it's very possible that that's why it looks this good. It's not breaking apart, it's not falling apart. It looks really pretty. I could do without the dewy under the eye. That's the one thing that even the Huda Beauty pressed powder did not tone down. It's very, very dewy. That said, we also have to be mindful that I did apply a second layer. It is SPF, so maybe the one layer would have been enough, but it looks pretty glam considering how everything built on top. So is this a product that you could potentially use in place of your foundation? Yes, but it depends on the coverage that you like and the coverage that you need. Is this going to be a product that's for everyone? No, I don't think so. If you have really oily skin, I'd say stay away from it. You're gonna have to powder throughout the day and blot. Unless you're willing to do that, skip it. I don't have really oily skin and I'm very dewy. If you have really dry skin, I think your skin is going to love it. You're going to love it. And I think it's definitely something that's going to be great within your collection. And if you have normal combo, I think having this as a duo in place of a foundation is nice. I will be playing around with this again more than once because I do think it's very, very pretty, but I will do one layer versus the two. As always, I really want to hear your thoughts, so make sure you have left your thoughts, opinions, feedback in the comment section below. If you've made it all the way through, you are absolutely amazing. You're a real one. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.